Hey guys, what's going on? Caden Johnson MMA here, and today I'm going to be breaking down the main card of UFC Qatar tomorrow. I've been busy this week, so I have not had a lot of time. So I'm just going to crank out a quick main card prediction video. First off, I'm going to get into the UFC 322 recap here real quick. I'll do that as well. Awesome card. Incredible fights all around, all the way up until the co-main event and main event. Just nonstop, high-level fights, entertaining. But yeah, unfortunately, co-main event stinker. Another Shevchenko, just stink fest, boring fight. Congrats to her holding off Whaley. Definitely a massive just strength difference there. But let's get into the main event now. Islam dominated JDM. I'm not going to take anything away from him. Just mauled him. There's nothing. JDM gave him nothing, didn't offer really anything, too much even on the feet. Islam was outstriking him there, as much as that's going to piss people off. I don't care. It's true. Islam outstruck him, destroyed him with the calf kick. And then in the grappling, there's nothing. Props JDM. Obviously, Craig Jones did something there with the submission defense. Couldn't get that. I was hoping Islam could pull that off somehow so we could be done with that. But yeah, 25 minutes, dominant from Islam, did whatever he wanted. And yeah, I wish I could get those 25 minutes back, to be honest. You pay $80 to go watch a pay-per-view on ESPN Plus, and you're hoping for high-level stuff. And the first three fights were Benoit, as I predicted, just steamrolled Beneil, first-round KO. Beneil has no chin left. He hasn't had a chin in forever. If you have pop, you're going to put him away. Predicted that went down. And then, unfortunately, Leon Edwards gets knocked out unconscious by Carlos Prates. Immediately sees his eyes roll in the back of his head. Looks like The Undertaker. And, yeah, just as I predicted, Leon had a solid first round, came out, implemented his game plan, but then Prates, in the exchanges, too explosive, hits too hard, and is just overall better striker than Leon, and he puts him to sleep. And made it look easy, to be honest, on the feet, too. And, yeah, so Prates now probably one fight away from a title shot, in my opinion. Needs one more win. And Leon, I don't know what to do with him. He's talking about misfits boxing now. Get the hell out of here. You can't box. I'm sorry. I love Leon. You can't box. What are you going to go fight Tony Ferguson in misfits boxing? Whatever. I guess it'd be a payday for him. He's not really going to do anything in the top 10 of the welterweight division anymore of substance. Maybe he can get a Colby rematch. That's where we're at with Leon. Maybe Buckley. I don't know. Maybe that's next for Leon is Buckley. And then, yeah, we'll move on to the next fight. Morales sleeps Sean Brady. Absolutely steamrolled him, ran through him. And I got that one right, too. I went 11-3 on this card. I absolutely killed it, to be honest. Yeah, Morales, as I said, too explosive. I did not think he was just going to run through Brady and get a first-round finish. But, yeah, made it look easy. Brady had nothing for him. The size difference, the explosiveness. Morales is an alien at welterweight. Doesn't even make any sense. He's humongous. He's lengthy. He's a massive individual at that size to cut down to 170. And yeah, I don't know. He probably should be next in line for a title shot. People mentioning Shavkat. That guy hasn't fought in 7 years. And it was a okay performance against Ian Gary. He got the win. I'm not going to take it away from him, but Morales just ran through Sean Brady. He's got a good case for it. We'll get into what I think will be next for Islam, but Morales, I don't know if he really needs another fight. I guess maybe if they want to do Shavkat, I could get behind that. But yeah, Brady, I don't know what's next for him. I guess you could do, there's JDM, there's Brady, there's Usman, there's Shavkat, there's Prates. You just got all these guys kind of just sitting there waiting around. They need one more win. Brady might need more than that. JDM probably might need a 2-win streak, but Usman, JDM, Shavkat, Prates, all those guys kind of just sitting there. Morales made a statement win against Sean Brady. I really don't think you can take that away from him. So I think he should probably just wait around, see if he can get a title shot. But yeah, massive win for Michael Morales. Again, co-main event, good job, Shevchenko. Size difference. Seems when Whaley came to, kind of explode in there and put some combinations together, either Shevchenko was quick with her kicks, quick counters, snatch her up, get her to the ground, hold her there. Boring fight, to be honest. Wasn't exciting, but dominating win from Shevchenko nonetheless. Main event, yeah. Islam, dominating performance, made it look easy. I just wish he could have went more. Where's the ground and pound? Where's the let's move positions? Let's actually work towards a finish there. That was my only complaint. Dominating win from him nonetheless. I mean, he's right up there on the GOAT list. He's right up there. He has to be at least second. He has to be. I mean, what else do you want him to do? He has to be at least second on the GOAT list at this point. I'm easily second on the GOAT list, and it's got to be Ilya. Ilya Topuria has got to be the next fight for Islam Makhachev. We cannot let this fight not happen. This is a super fight. This will be going down as one of the greatest fights to ever happen in this sport. Dana Baldhead White, do your job. Do your job for once. Do your job. It needs to happen. Ilya Topuria, Islam Makhachev is a super fight, and we just cannot not let it happen. It has to happen. We're going to get an Arman here in a second. I don't care. This is the biggest fight the UFC has. We already missed out on John Jones, Tom Aspinall. We need a super fight. The sport needs it. We haven't had one since Conor and Habib. I mean, what's the closest one we've had? Charles and Islam kind of felt like that. We need this fight. We need this fight. Ilya and Islam has to happen. I don't care. 155, 165, 170. It does not matter. This fight has got to happen. It has to happen. And if that bald-headed dork can't get it done, replace him. Replace him. Because I'm over it. We need a super fight. The sport is lacking juice. It's lacking energy. It needs this fight. And both guys, I mean, what else is there for him? What else is there for him? Ilya Topuria is just 3-fight win streak. He knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira. Smoked them all. Smoked them all. Arman Tsarukyan, no disrespect, but come on. Come on. That guy almost got finished by Charles twice in this fight. Arman's really good. And I'm kind of sad we missed out on the Arman-Islam fight. But that's on Arman. Ilya and Islam has to happen. It has to happen. And for Islam, like the welterweight division is very good right now. There's a lot of interesting contenders, but look what he just did to JDM. Are we really trying to kid ourselves into thinking that any of those guys are going to beat Islam? And people were saying Brady was, the best grappler in the welterweight division. He'd be an interesting, tough fight for Islam. Islam would smoke him. He would actually finish Sean Brady in the first round. I'm 100% sure about that. Unless Morales is really that good. But I think there's some holes there in Morales, and I'd take Islam to win, even though it would be interesting just because of the size of Morales. He's just humongous and so explosive. But, this is the fight. This has to be the fight. We need it. The sport needs it. We need a super fight. And, it's got to be this. It's got to be this. It has to be Ilya and Islam. These are the two best fighters in the sport. These are the two most skilled fighters in the sport. These are 2 top 5 fighters of all time. Yes, I said it. Ilya Topuria is a top 5 fighter of all time already. I just listed off what he did. 3 straight KOs of Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira. I don't give a shit. Top 5 fighter of all time already, Ilya Topuria. And I just said Islam has to be second, at least, if he doesn't already have a case to be the GOAT over John Jones. But, that's got to be next. It has to be next. Dana, do your job. All right. Enough of that. Went about 10 minutes of ranting on that. Let's get into the main card of UFC Fight Night Qatar. Awesome little main card here we got. First up, we got Tagir Ulanbekov versus Kyoji Horiguchi. I'm going to go with Tagir Ulanbekov. Kyoji Horiguchi, really, really solid. Just a vet, knows how to just kind of craft out some of these wins. Just kind of scrap, dog his way, just pull off some of these wins that he probably shouldn't. It's not going to be enough for Tagir Ulanbekov. I just think he's too fast, too explosive, and I just think Horiguchi is kind of on the decline. Ulanbekov would have more than enough to hold off Horiguchi. No crafty vet upset here, unfortunately. Go with Tigger Ulanbekov. 30-27. I don't think Horiguchi has enough to even win a round, to be honest. I think Ulanbekov will kind of just coast his way to a decision there. Waldo Cortez Acosta took this fight on 2 days' notice or something like that, 2-3 days' notice. And he just fought recently. He's going to take on the GOAT, Shamil the Blob Gaziev. I would love to come on here and say no one can stop the Blob. The Blob is unstoppable. But the Blob is going to get blobbed here. Waldo Cortez Acosta will piece him up on the feet. He's not going to get taken down by Shamil. I'm going to take him to win 29-28. I just think he's too quick, much better striker, more efficient on the feet. Shamil will probably gas out. It wouldn't shock me if Cortez Acosta finished him in the third round. I really rate Cortez Acosta as a fighter. I think you have way more than enough to hold off Shamil and win this fight. Even on 3 days' notice, I know it sounds like a tall task, but I just don't see a world where Shamil wins. I don't know. Have you seen him fight? We're 3 minutes into the fight, and his fat ass is gasping for air. It's embarrassing, to be honest. Love the Blob, but I'm going to take Cortez Acosta to win 29-28, even a 30-27. And again, potentially a third round finish with Gaziev just gassing out. Terribly, terribly bad. And Cortez Acosta just putting the pressure on him and just being able to dance around him almost on the feet. His jab's effective. His striking's very good. He's very quick for a heavyweight compared to most, especially in today's heavyweight division. Just a lot of fat asses who don't even know how to hit a treadmill, it seems like. The heavyweight division is embarrassing, to be honest. That's why the Aspinall Gane fight had hype, because they were the two only athletic heavyweights, honestly. Cortez Acosta is a good athlete, though, for his size, and be way more than enough to beat Gaziev. It would not surprise me if he just dominated him and made it look not close, 30-27, and even maybe got a finish in the third round. But yeah, maybe Gaziev can have a successful first round before he gasses and starts gasping for air, looking like an embarrassment of a number 11 ranked heavyweight. That division is terrible. It's terrible. But anyway, enough of my rant of the embarrassing heavyweight division that we have. Next up, this fight's interesting. You got both guys switching to welterweight. Jack Hermansson dropping down from middleweight, coming off of a KO loss. And you got Mytek Orobai moving up from lightweight going to welterweight. And I like Jack, good vet, usually puts on entertaining fights, solid striker, solid grappler. He's going to be completely outclassed here by Mytek Orobai. He does not have a chance in hell. I do not care. Orobai is faster, hits harder, more explosive. I think he's going to be great at the welterweight division. He'll get ranked. Why is Hermansson moving down? Why? Well, how does this benefit him? I don't understand it sometimes. He wasn't some small middleweight, and now you just got flatline KO. Now you're moving down to welterweight. I'm going to take Orobai to KO him in the first round. He's cutting weight. Orobai hits hard. He's explosive. And Hermansson had a speed advantage almost at middleweight, where he'd be able to kind of just dance around the octagon, jab, leg kicks. He'd be effective at that. He's not going to be faster than Orobai here. Orobai is going to march him down and put him away. It's that simple. How old is Hermansson? 34, 35? And we're cutting down weight classes now? And again, he wasn't a small middleweight. And he's cutting down to welterweight, where Orobai is moving up. And most of the time when you have these guys moving up, they're putting on a little bit of muscle. And that's about it. They don't have to cut as much weight. They're more explosive in this division. And welterweight, again, we just saw what Islam did. I'm not comparing Islam and Orobai, but, you're comparing Hermansson to JDM at that point too. So Orobai is going to run through him, unfortunately, for Hermansson. This is the end for his career. I don't understand who is advising Hermansson to move down to welterweight. It's retarded. It's dumb. I don't understand it. Why? He doesn't hit hard. He's not going to suddenly drop down to welterweight and start just smoking people. And his, kind of just foot battle, outside foot battle, dance around the cage, leg kick, jab. It's not going to work at welterweight. He's not good enough. He's not quick enough. He's not explosive enough. Orolbai is going to run through him. Run through him. Put a stamp on it. He's going to run through Jack Hermanson. Simple as that. I like Jack too, but he does not have a chance to beat Maitek Orolbai. We'll move on to the last two fights at the card. We got the co-main event, main event. Awesome, awesome fights. Missed one. We got Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menifield. This is a really awesome fight. Really like this. This could kind of go either way. But Menifield's hope here is he gets a quick first-round KO. Ozdemir's been KO'd a couple times, but Ozdemir is still good. He's still good, and I think he's more than good enough on the feet to hold off Menifield. I mean, we saw Menifield with his recent performance against holy shit, I'm blanking here. Carlos Ulberg, yes. Ran in there and just instantly got flatlined. Ozdemir's obviously not as good as Ulberg. I'm not saying that, but he's a vet. He's been around, and he is a very good striker. I don't think Menifield's going to run in there, but honestly, it might be his best bet is to almost just walk him down and try to put him away. I really like Ozdemir in this fight. I'm going to pick him to get it done in a second-round KO. I think Ozdemir's still good, and I think his striking's still very good in the light heavyweight division, and Menifield's just sloppy. He's sloppy. He's big, he's explosive, he hits hard. But in terms of skill, fundamentals, putting combinations together, he has none of it. And I think Ozdemir will put him out of there in that second or third round, to be honest. I was going to pick a decision, but Ozdemir is good. I think he's more than good enough to put Menifield away. Menifield just doesn't have anything there of significance with a skill set. He's big, he's explosive, he hits hard, but in terms of putting anything together, mixing it up, he has none of it. Ozdemir's been around forever. He's had very good performances recently. And yeah, I'm going to take him to get it done. Second or third round KO. And he's going to it's going to be one of those I'm still here performances from the vets. We get those a decent amount, usually once or twice a card, to be honest. And yeah, Ozdemir's going to stand his base, hold his ground, prove he's still here, and hopefully gets a more significant fight coming up. Trying to think of people to match him up with in the light heavyweight division, but yeah, I'm going to take Ozdemir to get it done. Second or third round KO against Alonzo Menifield. Next up, awesome fight. Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad, even though nobody remembers his name, versus Ian Machado Gary. Ian Gary's stock has just been rising. It just keeps on rising. Saw what he did to Prates, and yeah, I mean, I was impressed with it. The Shavkat fight, you had to be impressed with it. Almost finished him, took his back. Bilal does not hit hard enough. He's not quick enough. He's not explosive enough. I think Ian Gary might school him. I want to be honest. I think Ian Gary might genuinely school Bilal Muhammad. Ian's just so good on the feet in terms of managing distance, in and out, controlling the distance, and just making people – the only person who's had success with Ian Gary on the feet – I know he got dropped a while back early on, but whatever, it happens. MVP. But who hasn't MVP made look silly, man? MVP is a unicorn on the feet. He might be one of the greatest strikers we've ever seen in this sport. He is one of the greatest strikers we've ever seen in this sport. And, yeah, but Ian Gary took him down, controlled him, and then we saw what Cannonier couldn't even take him down. So Ian Gary's grappling is very good. Defensively, he's very good. Again, he took Shavkat's back, almost submitted him with a rear naked choke. I don't think Bilal has enough. I don't think his takedowns are good enough. I think Ian Gary's a better grappler than JDM. And Bilal couldn't get a single takedown on JDM. He's not going to be able to take down Ian Gary. Maybe he gets one or two, but it's not going to be significant. He's not going to do anything if he does get in those positions. And when they're on the feet, He's not going to be able to get into boxing range and piece up Ian Gary. Ian Gary's too explosive, too quick, too skilled. He is going to, I'm going to say, he's going to embarrass Bilal Muhammad. I think he'll win a decision. Probably takes every round. Genuinely, I think he'll take every round, dominate Bilal Muhammad, and make it look easy. I don't think Bilal has enough to compete with Ian Gary. As crazy that is to say, I don't think he has enough to compete with him. His boxing is pretty good. He proved that against JDM. He's got some solid boxing. I think the threat of the takedown helped him against JDM. Why would Ian Gary be worried about getting taken down by Bilal Muhammad? Let's say he does take him down. Ian will be able to get up. Bilal's not going to submit him. Bilal's not going to beat him up down there. Whenever they're on the feet, Ian is going to dance around him, piece him up, and embarrass him. That's simple. If Ian wants to get a title shot, though, which you have to take into consideration, Islam, Bilal, train together, have history together. If Ian Gary goes out there and finishes him, finishes Bilal Muhammad, comes out, makes a call out, then he's going to make his case to get a title shot. Shavkat, again, hasn't fought since the Ian Gary fight. Ian Gary will have beaten Prates and Bilal Muhammad by then. He'll deserve the title shot over Shavkat. As crazy that sounds, he would. You still have Morales there. And Prates is more deserving of a title shot. Shavkat has not fought in 2 years. Usman has fought once in 2 years, and he lost to Leon Edwards twice. I do not want to hear about Usman. Usman can fight Sean Brady, JDM, whatever. Feed him to Prates. You know what? You want to go fight Carlos Prates, Usman. Okay? Or he can fight Shavkat. How about that? They've been talking about that fight forever. Go do that for once. Since Usman has been ducking Shavkat, and Shavkat doesn't even know how to make weight, show up to a fight anymore. So go to that fight. Just sick of people in the UFC. We got Justin Gaethje complaining, saying he's going to retire if he doesn't get a title shot. Dude, we just saw you get flatline KO by Max Holloway, and you had a solid fight. It was entertaining against Fiziev, but you scraped out a decision against Rafael Fiziev. Dude, you do not deserve any sort of title shot. None. So we don't want to hear it. I'm sick of these guys just waiting around. Who deserve my title shot when they've won one time in 2 years? They've fought once in 2 years. That's why, at least respect to Armand. He took this fight against Dan Hooker. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I'm just sick of the people sitting around waiting. That's why I respect Bilal for this. Went 5 rounds with JDM, got his ass whooped a bit, pieced up. And he's turning around. He's taking on Ian Gary, arguably the scariest contender he could fight. And unfortunately for him, yeah, he's going to get pieced up. And if Ian Gary can somehow land a head kick, put Bilal away, he's going to have a claim for a title shot. Welterweight is, weird spot right now. But there's actually, him and Morales both deserving of a title shot if Ian Gary can get a finish here. So we'll see what they do at welterweight. But again, Ilya Islam, I'm going to say it again, needs to happen. Dana White, do your job. It's that simple. Do your job. The sport needs it. The sport needs it. But yeah, Ian Gary, I'll take him to dominate Bilal, smoke him, dominate in a easy coasting fashion, win a decision, make it look easy, wins every round. And then we'll get on to the main event here. Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. I love Dan Hooker. Does he have boring fights? Does he know what that means? No, he doesn't. And he had a great win against Gamrot, but Arman Tsarukyan is just better than Gamrot. He's just better. His grappling is more effective in MMA. His striking is better than Gamrot. He has pop on the feet, unlike Gamrot. And it's a 5-round fight. It's going to favor Tsarukyan. I think Dan Hooker will have moments in there, especially on the feet. He'll have moments. He hits hard. He's still explosive and fast at this age. And, I think he will give Tsarukyan maybe some fits on the feet. We'll see how much Armand's willing to strike with him. But the difference between Armand and Gamrot is when Armand gets you on the ground, you are in danger. Gamrot gets you down, what's he going to do? Just nudge his head into your chest? I mean, let's be honest. Gamrot's not, raining down punches on you. He's not doing damage. He's not going for submissions. Armand, a threat to find a submission to just put a hole in your face. I mean, that's how he beat Charles, got on top, and just pounded his face in. He didn't sit there and lay on top of him. No, he went to work, and he whooped his ass on the ground. And I see the same thing happening with Hooker, unfortunately. Arman's going to get him down. He will get him down, and he's going to do damage. He's going to look for submissions, and I think he'll find one. I'm going to take Arman Tsarukyan to get a third-round finish here. I think Dan will have a solid first round. I don't know if he'll win it, but I think he'll have a solid first round. I think Arman will test himself on the feet a little bit, especially since he knows who the champion is at lightweight. I think he'll test himself a little bit on the feet in the first round. I think Dan will have success. Then Arman's like, all right, let's go for it. And maybe he gets to finish in that second round. I think Arman could get a finish in second, but I think Dan's good enough on the ground to at least hold him off for a round. But yeah, we'll take Arman Tsarukyan to the third round finish, submission. And we'll see who they go next. Arman shouldn't have to. He should wait for a title shot, but we need Ilya and Islam. We need Ilya and Islam. It's that simple. Ilya and Islam needs to happen. It needs to be the fight. Arman can wait. Ilya wins, Ilya loses. He'll get the next shot at lightweight. But we need Ilya and Islam. Same thing with welterweight. I don't know. Maybe you do Ian Gary and Morales after that fight. You need to do something. Those guys need to stay active at welterweight. Especially, Ian Gary has been active since he got in the welterweight division. Usman's had, 2 fights in 3 years? No one wants to hear you complain about how you deserve a title shot. We got the same thing with Justin Gaethje. Last time we saw you, you scraped out a win against Fiziev. The time before that, Max Holloway whooped your ass for 5 rounds, absolutely schooled you on the feet, and you face planted right in the middle of the cage. Why would you deserve a title shot? What is deserving about that? So, and if you're talking about retirement, you're going to go fight Ilia Topuria? No, you're going to die. That's what's going to happen to you. You already have CTE, Gaethje. Who's advising these people? I don't understand it. Why would Gaethje even want to fight Ilya? He has 0% chance to win. Why? Why are you waiting around for a title? You could have fought Patty. I don't think he beats Patty. I think Patty probably runs through him too, but he isn't getting viciously murdered. I don't understand it. I understand the goal is to win the title, but he's not beating Ilia Topuria. He knows that too. We can talk about how fighters, they think they're the best. He's not retarded enough to think he could beat Ilia Topuria. He has no chance. None. 0. Ilia Topuria walks him down and knocks him out in the first round. Probably the first right hand Ilia Topuria lands, he just flatlines Gaethje. Gaethje hasn't had a chin in forever. Even when he hit that head kick KO on Poirier hit him with I don't remember what he hit him with. It wasn't a significant strike. Gaethje looked like he slipped on a banana peel and dropped on his ass. Gaethje hasn't had a chin forever. I'm getting off topic here, but I'm just sick of these guys sitting around complaining about how they deserve a title shot when they haven't done shit in years. The last significant win Gaethje had was that Poirier win. Anyway, yeah, Arman is going to dominate Hooker here as the fight goes on. I'm hopeful for a finish. I'll take him in the third round. If not, we're going to – at least Arman will – I think he'll get the finish. I don't think Dan Hooker's got enough grappling defense to hold off Arman for 5 rounds. JDM was well-trained against Islam, held him off. Dan Hooker's not good enough to hold off Arman for 5 rounds. For Dan Hooker, for him to win this fight, he's going to have to hit something significant. He's going to have to hurt Arman. He's going to have to damage him and put Arman in a place he hasn't been before. No one's rocked Arman before to a point where he's going to have to start questioning himself. Really hasn't happened. His 2 losses, or his 1 loss, Islam, excuse me. Or no, he lost against Gamrot too, right? Yeah, that was a terrible decision. He won that fight. Against Islam when he was 23 or something, super young. Gave Islam his toughest fight in the grappling department, and that's basically his 1 loss there. Gamrot fight, he won that. And if they ran that back, I think Armand probably finished him. I think he's got much better on the feet. And this is a good time to test it against Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's a good striker. He's not great. He's not elite. So I think Armand could test himself on the feet here, see what Dan can offer him. This isn't Charles Oliveira. Dan's not going to start latching up submissions just out of nowhere and put Armand in danger. So on the feet, he can kind of just see what he has to offer against Dan Hooker, who's a really good striker. And, if he starts struggling a little bit, Dan's weighing the exchanges, then he can just implement his grappling game plan and dominate him there. I like Dan. We'll see what they do with Dan Hooker after this. Obviously, if he wins, somehow finishes, he's going to have to finish Armand. If he can KO Armand Sarukian and give Dan Hooker a title shot, he's done more than enough to deserve it. Beating Cameron and KOing Armand would be insane. And, I would have no problem seeing him get a title shot if he can beat Armand Sarukian somehow. So, yeah. And if Armand wins, hopefully gets a finish, see what happens with Ilya and Islam, and he'll get the next title shot. Regardless of if Ilya even defends the title or what happens there, he'll get the next title shot regardless. That was my quick breakdown. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Have a good day. God bless.